and action. Hello, welcome to our first semifinals Holomania match that is being streamed. I am Walmart5193, I am solo calming, and today we have an interesting match. We have Coco Fart, which has Demi-Fiend SMT, Toxic Scent, and Danny PX, the 6th seed, versus Era Leon, Miku Aimbot, and Kibitz, seed 12. And I believe we have some MWC contenders in these teams. And we also have 2 really good LN players this time. I've seen Miku Aimbot play. They are pretty much almost catching up to Demi-Fiend when it comes to long notes. So I feel like this is going to be extremely close, seeing how powerhouse these 2 teams are. And especially on how dense the map pool has gotten ever since quarterfinals, and now we're in the semis. Stuff is going to bump up just a little bit. And this is a loser's bracket match, so whoever loses to this, or whoever loses this match, we are sadly going to say farewell to. As we have been notified that the MWC qualifiers are also going on, but ditch that and watch Holomania. And we are heading into our first warm-up of the semifinals that had... Well, technically this is the first semifinals match properly, since the last one was a win by default. And this is a CRZ Chrysalen map, I believe, if that's how you pronounce her name. So this is, assuming by that, this is going to be a quite dense long note warm-up. And we have Leon playing on Hidden. That's always a great way to flex, just play on Hidden. And as we can already see, Demi-Fiend and Miku Aimbot already showing off their insane long note accuracy, both having 99.8s. After just a third into this warm-up, Miku Aimbot now being the only one with a 99.8, as I believe them and Demi-Fiend are still FCing. Toxic Scent with a 99.65, not too far behind from those two. And we're just reaching halfway through, as I believe we have a three-way full combo. Toxic Scent and Demi-Fiend both full comboing, and Miku Aimbot still holding on with that FC and the highest combo, or the highest accuracy out of everyone here. I know I'm just hyping up this match already, but this is just a warm-up. But still, it's setting such a great example for how well these teams are going to perform, even in just... And there's a break from Demi. So this is going to be basically just a battle of who can play long note the best. Since I know Leon and Toxic Scent are both very good at Rice and the more denser side, and seeing how Coco has the first place qualifier ranking on LN and having second place on the hybrid, but I believe At is not too far behind when it comes to the seeding placements, because I know they're 12th and Coco is 6th. And Demi-Fiend finding a bit of chokes, a little bit of hiccups there. But nonetheless, Miku Aimbot still holding an astoundingly good accuracy for something of... As this map is well 5,000 combo. And only 7 200s, 992k from Miku Aimbot, showing a statement here, as Demi-Fiend isn't the only one who can play long notes.
Time to beat energy gap. Let's do champ moves like James.
And we now have another warm-up. I don't know whose warm-up map this is. Sadly, our refs do not give any information on whose warm-ups is whose. I feel like this is a meme map, seeing it's HP 0 and only just clocking in over a minute 30, so it's a relatively short map. Interesting map choice. As we wait for our players to ready up, and the MP start has been thrown, and here we go. This time we see no mods being played, no hidden, no nothing. Simply just pure no mod gameplay. As we wait for Bancho to sync up here.
Time to beat energy gap. Let's do champ.
And here we go.
Like James.
And we have with the lead here. Oh, and we got some nice trickery SVs. Seeing how Leon is the only one holding an FC, I believe this might be as a warm-up. Because I don't believe you would be seeing... Oh, okay, maybe not. So now we know why this is HP 0. And we got some nice quad streams, you know? It can't be And we have little mini jacks as well. Miku aimbot just gives up, not wanting any of this map. I believe they're just jump trilling. But thanks to that HP 0, they are still able to hold a HP pass on this map. So whether or not your score is still getting submitted. And nice SV ending to give the warm-ups a nice end as we head into our rolls. And I don't know whose warm-up is whose, but despite that, Demi-Fiend holding a pretty good ratio there. As it is now roll time to see who will get to pick first. And Demi-Fiend rolling a 21, and we see Al winning the roll. Oh. And now we have the choice to see who's protecting and who's banning. As we're gonna see going for the protect first here. And seeing how they have Miku aimbot and how Miku aimbot can keep up with dense long notes, maybe we see next color planet coming out. And yes, I believe we're gonna see LN3. No, LN1, I believe Bansho might have ate a message. And they're going to protect Major Violet. We get to see some Sun Apple promotion here. And we're gonna see SV2 being banned, which is the Amelia Watson Hiccup song. And we're gonna see I Love You being protected. I don't know. I have not heard of that map. And we're gonna see Rice 2, which is Rice 2 being banned, I believe. Which is Saga Jihan. Now we're gonna head into our first pick from I won't be surprised if we see maybe even see some protects coming out first. That's quite a tradition when it comes to Holomania. We always see the protects coming out first. And LN3 being picked. Next color planet. This is what I like to call, like, it's sort of it's like Penguin, I would say. As I was showcasing in the map pool showcase, I was actually playing me and Imperial. And here we are, our first map of the match, and the points are like the point what's it called? the scorekeeping is not showing. But nonetheless, we already see Miku Aimbot showing off 99.99, and there we go, the scoreboard is now shown. But Miku Aimbot already pulling off dominant accuracy. It's going to be a battle between Miku and Demi-Fiend, I would most likely believe, and it's also an accuracy war between Leon and Toxic Sen, as they're basically tied with accuracy. And Miku Aimbot finally cutting off the 99.9 as they are almost catching back up to 99.9 as they managed to catch back up as has that slight lead with accuracy wise. But that score is, or that is just, that lead is flickering back and forth as it has the slight lead with Toxic Sen being just a little far, or just a little behind from Leon. And Demi-Fiend just being a tiny bit behind from Miku Aimbot. But we're not even halfway into this map yet, not even a third of the way in, as we head into our more dense section. As our players seem to have no problems with these patterns, despite their density. And those releases are going to be harsh, but everyone, I think, keeping the same accuracy. Miku Aimbot with, I think they gained back up to a 99.9 on that burst section. As Demi-Fiend is not too far behind, it's going to be a battle. It is going to be close as Toxic Sen and Leon are almost tied with accuracy as well. And we have a out of, I think someone's out of sync or someone DC'd. Our Bancho had a hiccup. I believe Miku Aimbot probably had a DC. I believe we're just syncing back up here. And we are back. Wait, I think, oh, okay, we are all synced up now. Demi-Fiend finding a little drop in, no, Demi-Fiend having the same accuracy. Everyone is seeming to gain on this part. No one really finding any drops at all, like neither in accuracy. As Miku Aimbot is still keeping that, and as I said, Miku Aimbot dropping down just by a couple. I think that might have been a 300 rush on those long notes. As that lead is slightly growing with Toxic Sen dropping their accuracy just down to a 99.6. As Demi-Fiend is catching up as Miku Aimbot drops their accuracy just a little bit more down than what they had earlier. But I believe Toxic Sen's drop in accuracy might give Ab the lead here. As they're just hanging on by a thread. It's going to take 1-200 to swing that lead over. But as the map is closing down and there are only just a few long notes remaining, I believe Ab might secure their first point here. As there's only one last LN section. Oh, it is going to be close. And I believe Ab might, and I believe Ab is going to secure the point here. No one seeming to find any problems with these final long notes. And that will do it. Oh, but Leon drops! Leon drops! That's going to give Coco Fart the lead! What a change of events! Leon dropping at the very end, giving Coco Fart the lead. Only just by 1,700. And what is that ratio from Miku Aimbot? Having a 995k. And just Demi-Fiend not too far behind with a 994,727. Haha, when you see it. But still, an insane score from everyone. But that drop from Leon giving the lead last second. Going to give Coco Fry their first point. That was a roller coaster. as we wait for our next pick from Coco Fart, which is going to be Rice 4, which is Guh. And we're going to have the same players, and we're going to have all the same players in, I believe, for this. As the NP start will be thrown in a bit. I believe the NP start has been thrown, as everyone is saying good luck, have fun. And there's the NP start. And we're going to have the same roster as last map. Leon and Miku Aimbot and Toxic Scent and Demi-Fiend. This map is quite... I think this is more of our stream-based. So it's going, there are lots of streams in this map, which we have a Jack beginning. And that's a pretty rough start for Miku Aimbot, as they are just getting back up to a 99, but Leon finding a early drop, but I don't think, I have no clue if that was Bancho or just maybe a keyboard drop. But that's not really going to affect anything, as it's only just the beginning. We're just a quarter in, and Coco Fraud having that slight lead. Demi-Fiend and Toxic Scent reaching that 99.9 threshold, as Miku, Aimbot, and Leon are still down just by a little bit. But anything could change, as we are only just not even into our first part of the map yet. And here come the bursts, and Leon finding another drop, which is just only going to increase that lead further. It's going to take more than one break to swing that lead over to and Leon not finding any comfort in this map at all. As Miku Aimbot finds a drop too, which is going to have Coco Fart only being the only team having an FC. And I believe Leon might just be having keyboard drops, or maybe their accuracy is giving in, seeing how we have a little Jack section coming in. And now we're just reaching our last third of the map, and as Leon is not finding any comfort at all. Demi-Fiend having a pretty outstanding accuracy, and despite that drop of Miku Aimbot, as they reach up to 800 combo, they have a 99.7, almost catching up with Toxic Scent and Demi, as Leon is not too far behind as well, almost climbing up to a 99.5. Despite all the misses, they are still trucking along here. And we are reaching our final quarter with burst, and Demi finds a drop. The lead is going to shrink by a bit. It is going to take a drop from Toxic Scent in order to swing that lead, or even just make the lead shrink. I cannot resist any more misses, as they just have to pray that Coco Fart has some sort of lock in drops, but I don't think it's going to happen, as the map is coming to an end. And we reach our little final burst sections, and Coco Fart is going to secure their second point by 35,000 points. And Toxic Scent with a 993k, the only person to FC, and only 3 200s, despite Leon also having 3 200s, but despite all those misses, kind of just swung their score pretty, kind of just brought that score down just a little bit, but still impressive all around the board. All single digit 200 counts. And not hesitating to pick LN1, which is their protect actually, which is Magnet. Or no, it's Major Violet. Sorry, not Magnet. I was looking at Rice 1, not LN1. And we have a Sun Apple map. This map is, I think, is a release-based long note pick. I know the RPM map was also kind of release-based, but that was also extremely dense. And this map clocking in at almost just just clocking in at nearly 3 minutes and being OD 7.5. This might just be a battle of Miku Aimbot and Demi-Fiend. Two long note powerhouses in the room, as we're not going to see any roster switches at all. And here we go. I have a feeling that this is going to be a close match. Already showing off the dense beginning, as everyone having a 99.6. So everyone's in the same boat here. But Miku Aimbot and Demi-Fiend both having 99.8s. As their accuracies are tied, so is Toxic Scent and Leon's accuracy both being tied as well. As we are just reaching almost a quarter in. Miku Aimbot almost catching up to a 99.9 actually. This is something you do not see when it comes to like these dense long notes here. And we have a little inverse pattern here, which could slip some players up if you are not prepared. And everyone seeming to have no problem. Toxic Scent having the lowest accuracy with a 99.7, which is quite impressive. As we head into, we're almost just halfway in. Having the slight lead with Miku Aimbot's accuracy, but as soon as I say that, Leon finds a drop, which is going to give Coco Fart the lead here. It will take and Leon finding more drops, but it can just take one little combo break to swing that lead over to as I believe we still have more long note sections to go. Miku Aimbot almost up to a 99.9 as Demi-Fiend finds a drop, making the lead shrink just a little bit. It's going to take one more drop to swing that lead over to as needs to hold on for dear life. A 200 from Leon, as I believe also Miku Aimbot might have found a 200 somewhere there, as cannot afford any misses. Coco Fort needs to have a drop in order to get that lead over to The lead is so small. As we head into the final section. This is the final section. Something is going to happen. As everyone not finding any problems at all. This might be Coco Fart's third point. And it will be Coco Fart's third point. Almost risking it near the end there with that break by Demi-Fiend, but still. And Miku Aimbot having a 993k FC. And Demi-Fiend also having almost having a 999k. And I think Demi-Fiend is going to most likely have a client reset. As Toxic Scent also having a 99k FC as well. Only 3 200s. As it is now Coco Fart's next pick, we might see maybe their Protect come out, actually, maybe. But we have to wait for... As we're going to wait for Demi-Feed to return. And they're going to go for the Protect, which is Rice 1. And is Magnet, which is the Korjak pick. And just clocking in at over 3 minutes and being our first 6-star map, I believe. And we're going to see a line change. We're going to see Leon swap out for Kibitz here. But Toxic Scent and Demi-Fiend are both going to stay in unless they have a roster change. And I don't think we're going to see, as everyone's putting their good lucks and have funs in here. And here we go. And here we go. This is mainly a strict Rice, and so we're gonna have to see who can hold out the best ratio and best accuracy and least 200s or even 100s. As that score is, you can basically just call it a tie at this point, as everyone is almost tied with accuracy here. As A has that slight lead with having the accuracy advantage. With Kibitz having a 99 or having a 99.9, but having a little drop, as they're basically tied with Toxic Scent, as Miku Aimbot and Demi-Fiend are almost tied in accuracy, but Miku Aimbot having little accuracy drop, still the 99.9 threshold, as we are almost reaching the halfway point, as these jacks are starting to really kick in now. Now Coco Fart having the lead in their hands, as Betcher has a little bit of hiccups. Everyone's still having pretty decent accuracy all around the board. Demi-Fiend with a 99.96, which is quite impressive, as we're almost halfway into the map actually. And this map is not friendly at all, as we see that anchor coming in, and Kibitz, I believe, probably found either... Oh, and Kibitz finding a drop! I was gonna say maybe Kibitz might have dropped a 200, and there's a drop from Kibitz. And some 200s as well. As the rope has been cut, and now there is a demanding lead. Oh, and Miku Aimbot finds a drop, which is just gonna give that lead to Coco Fart even more. But the map is not over yet, and Demi-Fiend finding a drop into that transition, that's gonna shrink the lead. As we're heading into the final part of the map, the final Korjak section. It is going to take a miss from Coco Fart. Toxic Scent is going to have to drop that combo with it once that if that lead has to go to A. But Toxic Scent is just being a powerhouse, still holding a 99.9 as the Korjaks start to get more dense. And Miku aimbot having a 99.84 despite that drop. Demi-Fiend with a 99.6, dropping a bit 200s. Kibitz with 99.78. And it's Miku aimbot and Demi-Fiend finding lots of drops here. What is going on? Miku aimbot and Demi-Fiend both like just trolling, I think. That could have been a Bancho issue. But no, it's not, I don't believe. And that lead is, and that is going to Coco for, I don't know what the heck happened. Miku aimbot and Demi both finding lots of drops near the end. Basically just sinking their misses. As it is match point for Coco Fart, as they can take it, as it is now as pick. They still have their I believe as still picked their protect already. There is still one more long note map to be played, and the hybrids are still intact. And there's only 2 more rice picks. And they're gonna go for SV1, which is Fubuki. Fubuki, guys. And I believe this is more of our, you can like ghost tapping pick. This is like more of your follow the rhythm and you will succeed pick. And this is also one of our shorter maps too, just clocking under, like just barely reaching that almost reaching that 2-minute mark. As we're gonna see Danny PX come in, replacing Toxic Scent. As we have Kibitz and Leon coming in, and Demi-Fiend and Danny PX. This could be the final nail in the coffin for or they can stay alive. And here we go. We head into our first SV map of the semis, as these teleports can really mess up your score if you're not paying attention. And that lead is just flickering with every single teleport section, as Demi holding 99.9. As Leon and Kibitz both having Kibitz having a 99.8, Leon having a 99.7, as Danny also has a 99.7. As that lead is slightly being handed over to Demi with that accuracy. And we head into our second part of the map. I believe everyone's still having accuracy wise, still doing decent. Despite Kibitz dropping a little bit of accuracy. But now the lead is starting to actually shrink. And now it's flickering. It is basically a battle to see who will drop a 200 first. It will take a 200 to swing a lead over. But as we see it, Demi-Fiend still holding a 99.9. As we head into the final SV section of this map, it is going to take something out of Danny or Demi-Fiend to swing that lead over to Ad to keep them alive. As we see a 200 from Danny, that lead is so small, and it's being swung over to Ad. Danny PX needs to drop another 200 or Demi to keep the lead. Oh, but Leon finds a drop, and that's the final nail in the coffin, I believe. That is the final nail in the coffin, which I believe is going to give Coco Fart that last point. And Coco Fart will secure the points here. And Demi-Fiend V1 double S'ing, so is Kibitz as well. And despite that one miss from Leon, still having a pretty decent ratio. And we're going to have to say goodbye to as this is a loser's bracket match. And Coco will move on to, I believe, another semis match. Yeah, Coco will either be versing Gurachangos or Holo Gaming. And that will conclude this match. Boy, that was a roller coaster. And we have a match I believe at 20 UTC. But congratulations to Coco Fart. And they will be moving on, and they will be either versing Holo Gaming or Gurachangos, depending who will be winning. And there will be a match in about roughly 20 minutes actually. So don't leave yet. And that's going to be Holo Gangsters versus Ina Connoisseur, I believe. So this is a winner's bracket match. Jeez, look at this. Look at these names. This is going to be a pretty exciting match, if I have to say so myself. And this is only in 18 minutes from now, so you can probably get up, have a nice relax. But as for now, I'm Walmart5193, and we'll see you next time.